What happens when a player quits on her team mid-season, then comes crawling back to face the fans she betrayed? You're about to witness the most satisfying revenge story in WNBA history, complete with booze, embarrassing stats, and karma served ice cold. If you love seeing justice delivered on the basketball court, smash that like button right now and comment "Instant Karma Bonner," because this breakdown is about to get spicy. That was an absolutely incredible performance. A massive victory that couldn't have been scripted any better. Watching Dana Bonner get demolished in her return to Gainbridge Fieldhouse was pure poetry in motion. The fans got exactly what they came to see: Bonner getting booed, struggling miserably, and Alyssa Thomas throwing tantrums while her team crumbled. Basketball karma is absolutely beautiful when it strikes this perfectly. Dana Bonner discovered that lesson the hard way during her toxic return to Indianapolis. After she quit on the Indiana Fever mid-season, she probably imagined she'd ride into the sunset with a superior squad. Fast forward to her homecoming at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and the basketball gods had something completely different planned. Not only did the Fever obliterate the Mercury 107-101 without Caitlin Clark, but Bonner got mercilessly booed by the crowd, managed just 4 pathetic points, and watched her replacement Ari McDonald explode for a career-high 27 points. Meanwhile, her fiancée Alyssa Thomas got caught on camera taunting Fever fans right before they got absolutely schooled by the team they claimed wasn't good enough. Time to celebrate crushing the wannabe scammer Bonner. Bonner, let's be crystal clear, you were absolutely terrible. You caused all that chaos, all that drama, and we thought you stopped launching those wild three-pointers that hit the side of the backboard when you stripped off that Indiana Fever jersey. The moment Dana Bonner stepped onto the Gainbridge Fieldhouse court, you could practically taste the electricity crackling through the air. This wasn't just another regular season game for Indianapolis fans. They had been counting down the days ever since Bonner decided to quit on their beloved team mid-season. The boos erupted the second she checked into the game, and they never let up for a single possession. Bonner's return to Indianapolis wasn't just another road game. This was a full-scale reckoning with the fan base she completely abandoned when things got challenging. Every single time the ball touched her hands, the crowd grew louder and more hostile. You could hear fans screaming "quitter" at her when she stepped to the free throw line. The animosity was genuine, personal, and absolutely deserved. The crowd's reaction was so intense that even Caitlin Clark was caught on camera savoring every single second of it. Despite being sidelined with a groin injury, Clark was on the bench celebrating every defensive stop against her former teammate like it was the finals. When Lexi Hull and Natasha Howard blocked Bonner's shot, leading to a shot clock violation, Clark jumped up and celebrated like they had just captured the championship. The team unity was obvious, and Clark's reaction revealed everything about how the locker room really felt about Bonner's cowardly departure. Meanwhile, Alyssa Thomas wasn't satisfied just watching from the sidelines. Thomas was actively taunting Fever fans throughout the entire contest, getting into heated exchanges with multiple sections of the crowd. She got caught on camera telling fans that Bonner had joined a real team, completely oblivious to the embarrassing beatdown that was about to unfold on the scoreboard. Thomas seemed convinced she was making some kind of power move, but she had absolutely no clue how badly this whole situation was going to backfire in her face. The drama escalated when Thomas became more aggressive with her taunting, yelling at the crowd, and seemingly trying to defend her fiancé against the justified boos. But this whole chaotic situation was about to get even more satisfying for Fever fans who had been waiting months for this perfect moment of vindication. Bonner managed just 4 measly points on 1-for-4 shooting in 21 minutes of playing time. She grabbed 1 pathetic rebound while her real team was getting dismantled by the squad she thought wasn't good enough for her talents. The performance was as embarrassing as her dramatic exit from Indianapolis had been. The instant karma was already showing its beautiful face, but the Fever weren't finished proving their point yet. With Caitlin Clark sidelined with a groin injury, everyone was wondering if the Fever could actually compete against a Mercury team sitting comfortably at 3rd place in the WNBA standings. The critics were ready to pounce on any sign of weakness. This was supposed to be the moment that completely exposed Indiana's total dependence on their superstar, but someone forgot to tell Ari McDonald about that narrative. McDonald, who wasn't even on the roster at the start of the season, was about to prove that Dana Bonner's departure was the absolute best thing that happened to Indiana. The guard was ready for her breakthrough moment. McDonald absolutely exploded for a career-high 27 points, going a perfect 10 for 10 from the free throw line. She showed the kind of heart, determination, and competitive fire that Bonner never displayed in a Fever uniform. McDonald was getting downhill, distributing the ball with 4 assists, and playing with the urgency of someone who knew this opportunity might never come again. Her quickness was simply too much for Phoenix to handle. McDonald said, "When I seen those 2 threes go in, then I saw how easy it was, like getting into the pay. I'm like, okay, I'm converting. All right, I'm good. Let's keep being aggressive or just, keep taking what the defense is giving me." But McDonald wasn't carrying this massive load alone. Chloe Beebe, signed on a 7-day contract, dropped 10 crucial points while showcasing her ability to shoot the ball and space the floor perfectly. Sophie Cunningham hit a massive 4-point play and finished with 12 points, while Darius Dantas came off the bench for 12 points of her own, including a dream shake move that left Alyssa Thomas looking completely foolish. The beautiful irony in all of this? Both McDonald and Beebe were signed with the exact cap space that was freed up after Bonner quit on the team. The front office used Bonner's departure to bring in players who actually wanted to be in Indianapolis and fight for something meaningful. These weren't just role players filling minutes during garbage time, they were warriors fighting for something Bonner never understood about team basketball. The Fever's balanced attack was dismantling the Mercury possession by possession. You could see the frustration building on Phoenix's faces as the game wore on. This wasn't supposed to happen, according to the narrative. Indiana was supposed to fold without Clark on the floor. Instead, they were playing with more energy and chemistry than they had shown all season long. Addition by subtraction was playing out in real time, and everyone in that arena could feel the momentum shift. But the fourth quarter was when one player decided to put this game completely out of reach. The Mercury thought they still had a legitimate chance to steal this one on the road, but they had no idea what Aaliyah Boston was about to unleash on them. The fourth quarter started with the game still hanging in the balance, but Aaliyah Boston had completely different plans. She had been putting up solid numbers all game with 22 points and 12 rebounds, but she saved her absolute best performance for when it mattered most. This was crunch time, and Boston was about to show everyone exactly why she's becoming the cornerstone of this franchise. The Mercury were desperately trying to mount a comeback, and this was the defining moment that would determine whether the Fever could close out games without Clark on the floor. Phoenix still thought they had a chance to steal this one on the road. They had no idea what was about to hit them like a freight train. Boston took over the game completely, scoring 17 points in the fourth quarter alone. She went on a personal 10-0 run that absolutely crushed any hope the Mercury had of getting back into this contest. Every single basket Boston made was a statement. This wasn't just about winning a basketball game anymore. This was about proving the Fever had developed a championship mentality that went way beyond their superstar. Boston was getting to the free throw line at will, converting 10 of 13 attempts from the charity stripe. She was drawing fouls, finishing through contact, and making the Mercury pay for every single defensive mistake. Her dominance in the paint was absolutely suffocating to watch. You could see the Mercury players getting frustrated and desperate as the quarter progressed. They had no answer for Boston's post moves, her footwork, or her ability to create her own shot. The South Carolina product was showing all the skills that made her the first overall pick in the 2023 draft. This performance marked Boston's 4th consecutive double-double, a career-best streak that showed her evolution from promising rookie to legitimate franchise cornerstone. She wasn't just putting up empty numbers, she was taking control of games when her team needed her most. The consistency was impressive, but the timing was absolutely perfect. The crowd was going absolutely wild with every Boston basket. Gainbridge Fieldhouse was rocking with playoff-level intensity that you could feel through the television. Every time she scored, the noise got louder and more deafening. The fans were on their feet, sensing that this was a special moment for their team. The atmosphere was electric, and you could feel the energy feeding the players on the court. Boston's fourth quarter takeover sealed the 107-101 victory and proved beyond any doubt that the Fever could win big games without their superstar on the floor. She had taken this team on her back and carried them to victory against a legitimate playoff team. The performance was dominant, timely, and exactly what championship teams need from their star players. But the real entertainment was about to come in the post-game press conferences, where the drama would continue long after the final buzzer. The victory was sweet, but the post-game reactions revealed the true character of everyone involved. You could see the difference between organizations right away when the microphones came out. Aaliyah Copper took the microphone and immediately went on the defensive, calling Fever fans very distasteful for booing Bonner during her return. She said, "I just don't understand. Like, she's a legend. All the things she's done for the league, the disrespect, I just can't get down with it." Copper seemed genuinely upset that fans had the audacity to boo someone who quit on their team mid-season. Her comments were completely tone-deaf considering Bonner had abandoned Indianapolis when they needed her most. The Fever's response was pure class and professionalism. Stephanie White handled the Bonner situation with complete grace, focusing on their team's performance rather than getting caught up in unnecessary drama. White acknowledged the awkwardness but maintained respect for her former player. White showed exactly how a professional coach handles these delicate situations. White responded, "Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about the reception. I don't hear anything once I'm out on the floor, but, it's weird seeing her on the other side. But, at the end of the day, basketball is basketball and relationships are relationships." Aaliyah Boston's response was even better and more mature. When asked about the whole Bonner situation, Boston kept it short and sweet. "Honestly, that got nothing to do with me." She emphasized that the team's focus was on their performance and securing the win, not getting involved in outside noise. Boston showed the maturity of someone who understands what championship teams do. They stay focused on what actually matters. Boston said, honestly, that got nothing to do with me. I think DB returned because we were playing Phoenix. And so that happened to be that the fans chose to do what they wanted to do. But for us, it's about paying attention to what we have to do here, and that was coming in and getting a big win, which we were able to do. Their mature responses made Copper's complaints look petty and highlighted the massive difference in organizational culture. The Fever handled adversity with class, while the Mercury players were whining about fan reactions. You could see which organization was building something sustainable and which one was making pathetic excuses. Meanwhile, the numbers told the real story that nobody could argue with. This was the Fever's third straight win, first time since last year that Indiana won a playoff game. This victory pushed them to 15 wins and 12 losses, good for 6th place in the WNBA standings. They were setting up a promising finish to the season that nobody saw coming at the start of the year. The Fever proved they weren't just Caitlin Clark's supporting cast. They were a legitimate team with championship aspirations and the depth to compete without their superstar on the floor. This win was about more than basketball. It was about justice, karma, and the power of team chemistry over individual talent. Sometimes the universe has a funny way of working things out perfectly. This wasn't just a basketball game, it was a masterclass in how karma works in professional sports. Dana Bonner walked into Indianapolis thinking she had joined something better, only to get completely embarrassed by the team she abandoned. The Fever proved they're built for 2025 and beyond, with or without Caitlin Clark on the court every night. They're sitting at 15-12, 3 games above 500 for the first time since 2015. Sometimes the universe has perfect timing, and Dana Bonner learned that quitting on a team means facing serious consequences. Comment Instant Karma Bonner if you agree. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out.